It has been 54 years since the iconic British television series Upstairs, Downstairs first aired, captivating audiences with its compelling portrayal of life in a grand London townhouse. The show, which aired from 1971 to 1975, followed the lives of the wealthy Bellamy family and their devoted staff, providing a rich tapestry of drama that intertwined both the upstairs aristocracy and the downstairs servants. Over the years, the cast members who brought these memorable characters to life have faced a wide range of personal challenges, including unforeseen accidents, battles with illness, and the tragic loss of some beloved actors. While Upstairs, Downstairs provided many of its stars with career-defining roles, the lives of the actors after the show's final episode were marked by adversity. From heartbreaking personal struggles to tragic and untimely deaths, many of the cast members endured difficult journeys that mirrored the dramas they once portrayed on screen. As we reflect on the legacy of Upstairs, Downstairs, we also remember the actors whose lives were full of triumphs, but also marked by unexpected hardships and personal tragedies. Let's take a look at the fates of the cast members after more than 5 decades and remember their enduring contributions to television history. David Langton was an English actor best known for his portrayal of Richard Bellamy in Upstairs, Downstairs, a role he began in 1971 at the age of 59. Richard Bellamy, the stern and principled patriarch of the Bellamy family, was a complex character, constantly torn between his familial duties and social standing. Langton's depiction of this internal conflict resonated deeply with audiences, capturing the essence of a man committed to the honor of his family but sacrificing his personal desires in the process. Langton's personal life mirrored some of the struggles faced by his character. His first marriage ended in a painful divorce, and despite remarrying, his second relationship grew distant and unsatisfying. Although successful in his acting career, Langton faced significant health issues in his later years, with cancer taking a profound toll on his life. After a long battle with the illness, he passed away on April 25, 1994, at the age of 82. His death, following years of physical and personal struggles, left a melancholic feeling, as his real-life story paralleled the tragedy of his character, one who sacrificed everything for duty but endured loss and loneliness in his personal life. Gordon Jackson was a Scottish actor renowned for his role as Hudson in Upstairs, Downstairs, which he began in 1971 at the age of 48. As the loyal yet strict butler, Jackson portrayed a disciplined and devoted character who fully served the Bellamy family. Though firm, Hudson exhibited a loving and responsible nature, becoming a father figure to the younger servants. Jackson's portrayal made him a symbol of loyalty and devotion in the eyes of the audience. However, Jackson's personal life was less fulfilling than his on-screen persona. Both of his marriages ended in painful divorces, and despite his career success, he never had children, a fact that he always regretted. In his later years, Jackson battled loneliness, and his final years were marked by a fight with bone cancer. His health deteriorated quickly, and on January 15, 1990, he passed away at the age of 66. His death was a heartbreaking end to a life filled with challenges and loss, mirroring his character's devotion to others yet lack of personal joy. Jean Marsh, co-creator of Upstairs, Downstairs, played Rose, a compassionate and resilient housemaid, starting in 1971 at the age of 37. Rose was a character full of empathy, bridging the gap between the Bellamy family upstairs and the servants downstairs. Jean Marsh's performance made Rose a beloved figure to both the family and her fellow servants. While Marsh enjoyed great career success, her personal life was fraught with upheavals. Her first marriage ended in divorce, and despite remarrying, her second marriage also faced difficulties, leaving her with emotional wounds. Jean never had children, a decision that weighed heavily on her. Despite professional achievements, she struggled with loneliness and depression, which haunted her for many years. As of 2025, Jean Marsh, now 90 years old, lives a quiet life, having endured a career filled with both fame and emotional turmoil. Christopher Beanie portrayed Edward, a charming and mischievous footman, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971 at the age of 30. Edward's youthful energy and humor added a vibrant element to the show. However, Beanie's personal life was overshadowed by deep emotional struggles. His first marriage ended in divorce, a significant emotional blow, and his second marriage also failed, leaving him feeling like a failure. He turned to alcohol to cope with the pain, and although his acting career remained stable, his personal life was marked by turmoil. Despite his career success, Beanie's life was difficult, and the emotional scars from his past never fully healed. While he found some stability in later years, he struggled to find peace in his personal life. Christopher Beanie passed away on January 3, 2020, at the age of 78, his life defined by a successful career but overshadowed by emotional pain and personal chaos. Angela Baddeley played Mrs. Bridges, a stern but practical cook, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971 at the age of 67. Known for her culinary expertise and commanding presence in the kitchen, Mrs. Bridges was also deeply loyal to those she loved. However, Baddeley's personal life was far less fulfilling than her on-screen portrayal. She married a man who never truly understood her, and their marriage left her with lasting emotional scars. After years of separation, they divorced, leaving her to face a lonely life without children. Despite a successful career, she found no solace in her personal life. In her later years, Angela's health declined, particularly as she struggled with flu and bronchitis. She passed away on February 22, 1976, at the age of 71, following many years of personal and emotional hardship. Her death marked a tragic end to a woman who lived a life of loneliness, much like the character she portrayed. Jenny Thomason played Ruby, a lovable but clumsy kitchen maid, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1972 at the age of 34. Ruby, with her humorous antics, brought much-needed laughter to the series. However, Thomason's life was filled with personal challenges. Her first marriage ended in divorce, leaving her emotionally scarred, and her second relationship also encountered difficulties. Thomason struggled with feelings of isolation and sadness throughout her life. Her psychological battles were evident in both her career and personal happiness. Although moments of lightness occasionally surfaced, Thomason never found lasting peace in her relationships. She passed away on January 3, 2012, at the age of 73, from hypertensive heart disease, ending a life marked by emotional suffering. Despite her beloved portrayal of Ruby, Thomason's life was one of deep sorrow and untapped potential. Jacqueline Tong played Daisy Peel in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1973 at the age of 22. As a kind and loyal maid, Daisy navigated the complexities of love and class. Tong's personal life, however, was filled with emotional turmoil. She married actor Christopher Schooler in the 1970s, but their marriage ended in a painful divorce, leaving her heartbroken. Though she enjoyed early success, her career stalled after the series ended, and she struggled to find steady work. Feelings of loneliness and retreat from the public eye compounded her difficulties. Although her son provided some comfort, her life remained filled with sadness and loss. At 73 years old, Jacqueline Tong now lives quietly, burdened by regret over what could have been. Simon Williams portrayed James Bellamy in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971 at the age of 25. James, a young and charming man caught between the expectations of his aristocratic family and societal constraints, mirrored Williams' own struggles. His marriage to actress Judy Lowe in the 1980s ended in a painful divorce, emotionally wounding him. Although Williams' acting career thrived, it began to decline in the 1990s as he battled addiction and financial troubles, further complicating his personal life. Health issues and strained relationships plagued him, overshadowing his career accomplishments. Now 78, Williams leads a quiet life, far from the public eye, haunted by unrealized potential and personal demons that he continues to battle in isolation. Leslie Ann Down played Georgina Worsley in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1973 at the age of 19. Georgina was a modern, independent woman who challenged social norms. However, Leslie Ann's personal life was far from smooth. She married actor Don E. Fauntleroy in the 1980s, but their relationship ended in a bitter divorce, marked by emotional tension and financial instability. The breakdown of the marriage, combined with the tragic death of her mother, led Leslie Ann to emotional collapse. Her career began to decline as she struggled to find roles that matched her earlier success, and multiple failed relationships followed, leaving her feeling isolated. Now 70 years old, Leslie Ann lives away from the spotlight, her once promising career a distant memory, her personal life overshadowed by regret and deep emotional scars. Rachel Gurney portrayed Lady Marjorie Bellamy, the respected and authoritative matriarch of the Bellamy family, starting in 1971 at the age of 51. Lady Marjorie was the moral pillar of the family, managing both social obligations and family matters with grace under pressure. Rachel's personal life, however, was fraught with challenges. Her first marriage ended in divorce, leaving emotional scars. Despite remarrying, her second marriage also encountered difficulties, and Rachel struggled to find happiness in her personal life. She battled depression for much of her life, which had a significant impact on her health. Later, Rachel faced Alzheimer's disease, slowly losing her memories, including those of her beloved career. Rachel passed away on November 24, 2001, at the age of 81, marking the end of a life filled with strength on screen, but quietly endured with personal challenges. Meg Wynne Owen portrayed Hazel Bellamy, the kind-hearted second wife of James Bellamy in Upstairs, Downstairs from 1973, at the age of 34. Hazel was adored for her empathy, often acting as a calm and understanding presence between the family upstairs and the servants downstairs. She played the role of a peacemaker, embodying warmth and compassion. In contrast, Meg's personal life was marred by sadness. She experienced a painful divorce from her first marriage and, although her second marriage appeared more stable, it too was emotionally challenging, with the couple unable to have children. As Meg aged, she was diagnosed with dementia, a devastating disease that gradually robbed her of her memory. Despite this, her legacy as an actress is cherished, remembered for the kindness and warmth she brought to her roles. Meg passed away in June 2022, at the age of 82, leaving behind a career defined by compassion but a life overshadowed by profound personal loss. Joan Benham played Lady Prudence Fairfax, the witty and sharp-tongued friend of the Bellamy family in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971, at the age of 53. Lady Prudence was known for her biting humor and refined charm, offering sharp commentary throughout the series. Yet, Joan's personal life was far from glamorous. Her marriage ended in a bitter divorce, leaving her emotionally devastated and lonely. Despite her strength and independence, Joan struggled with isolation after the dissolution of her marriage and the pressures of her career. These emotional scars, combined with the stress of her profession, affected her health. On June 13, 1981, Joan passed away at the age of 63 following a sudden illness, cutting short both her promising career and her life. Her death, though untimely, reflected the fragile heart beneath the sharp humor she displayed on screen. Nicola Paget played Elizabeth Curbridge, the strong-willed and rebellious daughter of the Bellamy family, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971, at the age of 26. Elizabeth frequently clashed with her family and society as she pursued her own ideals, resisting societal pressures. Paget's real life mirrored this inner conflict, as her first marriage ended painfully, leaving her emotionally broken. Her second marriage was also troubled, and she never fully found happiness in her personal life. Although her career flourished, Paget struggled to balance professional success with the emotional burdens from her relationships. She passed away on March 3, 2021, at the age of 75, after a long battle with a brain tumor. Nicola Paget's life was marked by both professional achievement and deep emotional struggles, as she contended with personal loss. Raymond Huntley played Sir Geoffrey Dillon, the Bellamy family's lawyer, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971, at the age of 67. Sir Geoffrey was a calm and intelligent character who adeptly handled the Bellamy's complex affairs. In contrast, Huntley's personal life was filled with loneliness and emotional distance. His marriage, which came later in life, was cold, and he was unable to have children. These personal hardships left him isolated, unable to reconcile his public success with his private pain. Despite a long and successful career, Huntley's personal life remained unfulfilled. He passed away on October 19, 1990, at the age of 86, after living many years in solitude. His death marked the end of a life defined more by sorrow than by celebration, and his memory lives on as a man of great skill but deeply affected by loss and isolation. Pauline Collins portrayed Sarah, a spirited and ambitious maid in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971, at the age of 31. Sarah was beloved for her determination and ambition, often finding herself in dramatic and humorous situations. However, Pauline's personal life was less smooth. Her first marriage ended in divorce, leaving emotional scars. Although she remarried, her second relationship struggled with a lack of understanding and infidelity. Despite her acting success, she battled loneliness and personal struggles. As of 2025, at the age of 84, Pauline Collins remains a beloved figure in British television, but her personal journey has been filled with disappointments and ongoing efforts to find peace and happiness. Hannah Gordon played Virginia Bellamy, Richard Bellamy's second wife, in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1974, at the age of 33. Virginia brought warmth, compassion, and stability to the Bellamy family, often serving as the emotional glue that held them together. However, Hannah's personal life was marked by significant turmoil. She went through 2 divorces, both of which left deep emotional pain, and struggled with the idea of family and motherhood, as she never had children. Despite portraying harmony and stability on screen, her personal life was filled with emotional challenges. Now 83, Hannah lives quietly, far from the public eye. While her career thrived in the 1970s and 1980s, unresolved personal issues have left her feeling incomplete, with a lingering sense of emptiness throughout the years. Patsy Smart played Miss Roberts, an eccentric and sweet maid in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971, at the age of 53. Miss Roberts was loved by the audience for her forgetful nature, quirky habits, and devotion to Lady Marjorie, adding humor and relief to the series. However, in reality, Patsy's life was far from as cheerful as her characters. Despite her success on stage and screen, Patsy never married and struggled with feelings of isolation. In her later years, she faced financial difficulties and health problems, which deepened her loneliness. Tragically, Patsy passed away on February 6, 1996, at the age of 77, from an overdose of sedatives. Her death was deemed an accident but reflected the emotional burdens she faced in her later years. Despite her remarkable talent, Patsy's life was marked by quiet solitude, and the joyful moments she shared with audiences are all the more precious. Gareth Hunt played Frederick, the charming butler in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1974, at the age of 31. Frederick was a witty and intelligent character, often at the heart of the Bellamy family's internal dramas. In real life, however, Gareth's life was filled with instability and emotional challenges. He experienced 2 failed marriages, with both relationships ending in turmoil. Despite some career success, Gareth struggled emotionally as his personal life deteriorated. Later, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a devastating disease, which he fought bravely until his death on March 14, 2007, at the age of 64. His passing marked the end of a life once filled with promise, now overshadowed by personal hardship. Ian Ogilvy played Lawrence Curbridge, the distant and artistic husband of Elizabeth Bellamy in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1972, at the age of 29. Lawrence was a man of differing views, often at odds with both his wife and societal expectations. In real life, Ogilvy faced similar challenges. His first marriage ended in divorce, primarily due to emotional distance and a lack of connection. His second marriage was also difficult, as Ogilvy struggled with depression and career pressures. Although he achieved some success in his acting career, it never reached the heights many expected, leaving him disappointed in both his professional and personal life. Now 81 years old, Ogilvy lives a secluded life, away from the public eye, reflecting deeply on the wounds caused by his career and personal experiences. John Alderton portrayed Thomas Watkins, the ambitious chauffeur in Upstairs, Downstairs, beginning in 1972 at the age of 32. Thomas was a sharp, determined character, always striving to ascend the social ladder, yet often entangled in complex work and personal situations. Alderton's real life mirrored many of these challenges. He married actress Pauline Collins, but their marriage ended in divorce due to emotional strain and differing career ambitions. Alderton remarried, but his second marriage also encountered difficulties, including the deep sorrow of losing his firstborn child. Despite his successful acting career, Alderton's personal life was marred by family tragedy and the weight of public scrutiny. Now 84 years old in 2025, Alderton has chosen to live a quieter life away from the spotlight after enduring turbulence both professionally and emotionally. Karen Rice, who portrayed the innocent and eager Lily Hawkins in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1975 at the age of 20, was known for bringing a sense of purity and good intentions to her character. Lily often struggled to meet the demanding expectations of the Bellamy household. However, in contrast to her character's innocence, Dotrist's personal life was marked by emotional turmoil. After a brief marriage in her youth, she faced the heart-wrenching loss of a child, a tragedy that deeply affected her. This emotional toll, compounded by the pressures of fame, impacted her mental health, and she often struggled with personal losses. Choosing to step away from acting, Rice sought a quieter life away from the public eye. Now 69 years old in 2025, she has found peace in her private life after enduring many personal challenges, remaining resilient despite the hardships she faced. Celia Bannerman, who portrayed the sophisticated and manipulative Diana Newberry in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1973 at the age of 29, captivated audiences with her ability to use social connections to navigate the complexities of high society. Her portrayal of Diana was marked by an elegant yet controlled performance, subtly hiding the darker, more calculating aspects of her character. In real life, Bannerman's experiences mirrored some of the emotional complexity of her role. She faced profound personal loss with the death of her first child, an event that deeply affected her marriage and led to a painful divorce. Though she remarried and had 2 more children, the emotional scars from her earlier loss never fully healed. As of 2025, Bannerman, now 80, has largely withdrawn from public life, carrying with her the lasting grief and personal tragedies that marked her journey both on and off screen. George Innes, who played the ambitious and morally ambiguous Alfred in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1971 at the age of 33, brought to life a character driven by greed and an unrelenting pursuit of power. Alfred created tension and chaos in the Bellamy household through his manipulative actions, with Innes capturing the morally gray nature of his character, making him both charismatic and dangerous. In real life, Innes faced significant struggles in his personal relationships. His marriage to actress Patricia Garwood ended in a bitter divorce, marked by infidelity and emotional turmoil. His second marriage to Sheila Allen also faced challenges, including financial difficulties and dissatisfaction, leading to an unstable and quiet life. Now 86 years old, Innes remains a figure in the acting community but has largely retreated from the public eye, living a solitary life marked by unresolved emotional burdens that reflect the darker aspects of his on-screen persona. Donald Burton, who portrayed the wealthy and influential businessman Julius Carrican in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1972 at the age of 38, brought a captivating complexity to the character. Carrican's involvement in intricate business dealings and complicated personal relationships added layers of intrigue to the show. Burton's portrayal highlighted the moral ambiguity of his character, exploring the challenges of balancing power with personal ethics. In real life, Burton's personal life was marked by struggles. His first marriage ended in divorce due to infidelity and the emotional toll of a demanding career. His second marriage, though longer lasting, was fraught with tension, as Burton faced the pressures of fame and unresolved personal issues. His health deteriorated over the years due to smoking, and he passed away on December 8, 2007, at the age of 73 from emphysema, a tragic end to a life marked by both professional achievement and personal turmoil. Helen Lindsay, who portrayed the sharp-witted and authoritative Cochrane Danby in Upstairs, Downstairs starting in 1972 at the age of 43, captivated audiences with a portrayal of an aristocratic woman with a keen sense of humor and commanding presence in the Bellamy family's social circles. However, Lindsay's personal life was far less glamorous than her on-screen persona. She married young, but her marriage was fraught with emotional turmoil, leading to a painful divorce. The loneliness from the failed relationship and the absence of children left a void in her life that she struggled to fill. Despite achieving some success in her career, Lindsay often felt overshadowed by others in the industry, particularly after her role in Upstairs, Downstairs. Later in life, she withdrew from the public eye, focusing on personal matters and leading a life marked by unspoken sorrow. Helen passed away on March 15, 2023, at the age of 93, after living a quiet, melancholy life with little recognition outside of her iconic role in the series. Who is the most impressive actor in Upstairs, Downstairs to you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to catch our upcoming videos.